Hi everybody, welcome to this Pro Division specific playthrough, general wind directions for the Sichuan Regional Tournament here on the channel. Please hit thumbs up, and if you've not subscribed already, I would appreciate if you do so right now. It's totally free to do so. As advised in the introduction, general wind conditions, but they are specific to Pro, so they include the correct wind strength. So if you are playing Pro and want some additional shots to make reference on, then this video should help you out nicely. Full 9 of Sichuan Basin. Do remember that these are old replays before the ball attribute levels changed. Timestamps in the description down below. Good luck. Here we go. On this par 4, we're going to play with the extra mile and a katana. 4.5 top spin, 3 bars side spin to the left. Stretch out slightly to have the second bounce as shown. You'll see it just before the middle of the fairway pad up ahead and also slightly into the rough. Look at how many rings you're pushing in to OP. You want the landing position, the bullseye, in the middle of that fairway island from left to right, and look at how many rings you need to push up. Max plus 20 is the adjustment here with power 2 settings. Then I'm pushing up the number of rings that I was stretching out. In this case it's going to be 1 ring with extra mile level 8, might be a bit more with extra mile 7 of course. Then we go with half a ball of curl to the left. In fact, I've got a little bit more than half a ball left curl. You can put a little bit more on than that if you want to try and get closer to the pin, but still we're going to have a very nice a putt actually, doing the double bounce and getting a putt on the green for the eagle. On this par 3, you're going to play with the grizzly and a titan. 3.1 backspin, 2 bars side spin to the right, and then we're finding our position here, and we're going to the bottom of the plus 4 yard position, so just where it turns over from plus 3 into plus 4, with the white ring touching the wooden edging on the right with the grizzly. Plus 4 with grizzly 8 is plus 1 if you have grizzly level 9. Then the adjustment is max plus 10 power 3 settings. If you get a high wind, kind of above 7 miles per hour, it might be nice if you can to switch to a kingmaker to increase your drop percentages. But if not, a titan will still be safe in high wind. You just may need to put a tweak in. So max plus 10, power 3, perfect ball away. The ball will bounce very nicely on the fairway and rolling in beautifully. Second bounce on the green for the hole in 1. On this par 5, we're going to play with a titan and the extra mile followed by the grizzly. 4.5 top spin, 2 bars side spin to the left. The aim is strange here, but it will work nicely. You want all of the yellow ring inside the rough, so have the right hand edge of the yellow ring touching the rough line at the top of plus 3 with extra mile level 8, top of plus 5 with extra mile 6 and 7. This drive may not be great if you hit a great left or great right, particularly a hefty one. So if you have the ability to swap to a more accurate driver, then I would recommend you do so. You can of course set up with the extra mile, find your position, and then do your club switch. Max distance, 0 elevation, full overpower, although it is a slightly slower needle, which is why I like this setup, a little bit easier to hit perfect. 3/4 ball curl to the left, and it will bounce very nicely on the first fairway and roll along the second fairway. Drive distance here, you're going to get around 365 yards. Second shot, we're going to add spin first. 4.5 backspin, half a bar side spin to the right. If you don't have the grizzly 8, you can play this with backbone level 9 plus, but you will need to guess the ball guide slightly because you won't have a fully developed ball guide. With the grizzly though, tip of the ball guide level with the pin, offset right as shown in that dark green square column. Then we're going to use our landing position plus yards. Plus 1 with grizzly 8 is going to be 86% slider, and we're going to play at 15% elevation. If you don't have the grizzly 8, then of course play with the backbone, but you might need a different adjustment. So in that case, I would try going with a token or 2 first, see if you can dial something in. If not, just play true club distance as best you can. Have a look where you are between min and max and estimate your slider from there. Now I've deliberately dialed my club level back to a sniper level 8 for these shots here, just to show you that this club level will work perfectly well. 4 top spin, 1 left spin with a navigator, have the bullseye directly over the rough line at the very last pixel that it gets clipped away. So if you get that long bounce on the fairway, then you're too high, so just dial it back. So bullseye directly over the rough line, ball guide through the hole. The adjustment I make here is mid plus 10, power 1 settings. I'm using sniper 10 numbers for all of my shots here. So sniper 10 numbers. You can put a little tweak in here depending on what you think of this outcome. I think we just sneak this one in. So it is tweakable if you want to. We'll just see how it comes in though, and you can make an adjustment based on the miss, or rather the close hole-in-one here. Bounces nicely on the rough, and we're just sneaking this in right edge. So if you want to, minus 0.1 from the adjustment. Now on to this hole here, we're going to drive with the quarterback, and we're going with 1.2 topspin, 3 bars side spin to the right with a katana. With QB 9 and 10, we're going to set up with the blue ring touching the rough just before +1. With quarterback 7 and 8, that will be just before +5, so it will be at the top of +4. Ball guide will be as shown once you've added spin. 1-to-1 adjustment, so 6.8 in wind, we're going to adjust 6.8 rings. So very simple adjustment here, and then we're going to take our shot, and we're going to go with 0.8 ball curl to the right. So look at the edge of the katana touching the inside wall of the adjustment ring to the right, just before the power circle drops is your reference of how much power. And it rolls very nicely towards the end of the fairway, drive distance of around 305 to 310 yards. I'm going to use the sniper here. You can see +5 is the your turn plus yardage. So immediately when it's your turn, look at that number. +5 is going to give you a reference here of the adjustment to make. That is, of course, +5 with sniper level 8 will be +1 with sniper level 9. We're adding some spin and having the ball guide short of the pin as shown here. It's pointing just a fraction to the left of the pin, about 1 green square short. So try and replicate that. You've got the red ring touching the rough. For a +5 your turn yards, we're going to have 60% on the slider, 0 elevation. You could always use drive distance as well if you're not feeling comfortable using the your turn plus yardage, or indeed if you have sniper 10, you might be out of your turn yards as well. You might not be in plus yards, so you could use drive distance as a reference as well. And we're dropping this one very nicely, just sneaking it in on the right side for the albatross. No chance of going to green in this wind angle, so we're going to lay up with the quarterback. We're going with 3.9 topspin with the QB level 9. That's max topspin with this level of club. And then you're going to add half a bar of left spin. Aim as shown down the middle of the next fairway. White ring touching the rough on the left at the top of +6 yards. The adjustment once again is very simple, 1-on-1. So 6.8 in wind, we're going to go 6.8 rings. If you had 7.5 wind, you go 7.5 rings, and so on. Then we're going to take our shot, plain ball shot, no curl, no overpower, just a nicely centered ball, perfect ball away. Will bounce very nicely over the rough towards the end of the fairway, and we'll have a look at our drive distance here, going to be around 320 yards. Second shot, we're going to use our thorn, and we're going to go with half a bar of top spin and 1 bar of side spin to the right. Now, if you are out of plus yards when you're setting up here, if you can't have the ball guide to the hole with that spin, then I would push forward or back, whichever you need to, and vary the top spin so that you will be in plus yards when setting up. Otherwise, you will not have a reference. So for +2 landing position here, we're going to go 88% slider, 25% elevation. This one is affected quite a bit by the wind in this angle. So 88% slider, 25% elevation, and we're pulling over the bullseye. So in the case of a shorter drive, you will need a little bit more topspin. Just make sure you're setting up in plus yardage and you have room to adjust without pulling into minimum line with the grizzly. Falls very nicely for the eagle. Here we are going to go with 1 bar of right spin, and it's going to be just over 3.5 top spin, and we're setting up with the red ring touching the bunker on the left, ball guide 1 green square through the hole with our navigator ball. You'll see a little bit of the red ring outside the rough on the right as well, but your other 2 references are your primary references. Max plus 0, and we're going with power 0 settings here, using once again sniper 10 numbers. Even if you're playing with sniper level 8, use sniper 10 numbers. And then subject to any wind angle tweaks, centered ball here hitting perfect, catching the rough very nicely, minor great left and great right will still be fine, and we're just trickling that one in for the hole in one. On this par 4 we're going to play with extra mile and then the grizzly. 4.5 top spin, 2 right spin, and we want to aim in the middle of this fairway patch here, at the top of plus 13 with extra mile level 8, top of plus 15 with extra mile 6 and 7. So add your spin, find your position, then we're adjusting max plus 10 power 3 settings. Making our adjustment, we're going to play with some right curl here, and I'm going with around half a ball. So look at the edge of the Titan. If you're drawing a line down from the tee vertically, it will be touching the left edge of the ball. So half a ball curl to the right, and then we're getting a nice little roll out here above that join in the fairway, drive distance around 365. We're going to count rings from min here, so make sure you have a rings from min chart handy. We're going to go from the min line, pushing up and finding our position with the blue ring touching the rough, adding spin. You can see actually I'm a little bit low, so I push up having the blue ring touching the rough. Going to be around 2.5 backspin. Might need a little bit less or a little bit more depending on your drive, but you want the ball guide, the tip of the ball guide going to the front of the cup. Rings from min plus 20% elevation. I would like you to use power 4 numbers here. That is a tweak on the outcome of this shot. It still dropped, but didn't drop it at pin, which is of course what we want to do. Try and give you a little bit of margin for error. So I would recommend you go 20% elevation, power 4 settings. In the example here, I pushed up, I think, 7 rings from min. Bounces very nicely, and we just sneak this one in for the eagle. Now we've got a drop on this par 5. It is tough though. We're going with 4.5 top spin, 3 bars side spin to the left, and we're using a kingmaker. With the extra mile, you want the yellow ring touching the rough. I'm at the top of plus 2 yards here with the extra mile 8. That will be at the top of plus 4 yards with the extra mile 7. So 4.5 top spin, 3 bars side spin to the left. Kingmaker recommended here so that you're not short on the second shot and you're not having to use too much curl or you've got too much wind to deal with. I'm deliberately giving you a max wind example here just to show you that it's still going to be safe. Max plus 10 is the adjustment here, and then we're going to go with some left curl. Extra mile 6 may not have enough curl here, so you might need to tweak. 3/4 ball curl to the left, hitting perfect, and this will bounce very nicely before the rough, bounce over the rough and the bunker, and we get a nice roll out here. We're going to have a clear shot to the green, even though it doesn't look like it. Drive distance around 345 to 350. Here I'm playing with about 1.3 top spin, 3 bars side spin to the right, and we're setting up as shown with the ball guide about a green and a half, or rather 1.5 green squares short of the pin, and it's offsetting slightly to the right. Plus 6 landing position with sniper level 8. We're playing it 70% slider, 10% elevation, sniper 10 numbers. That will be of course equivalent to plus 2 with sniper level 9, and just before plus 1 with sniper level 10. Perfect ball away. This is not going to drop every single time. It is tough. If you want to play more aggressively, you could play with a bigger wood club with top spin and go for a rough bump, but very luckily hit the pin and falls for the albatross. Thanks very much for watching this video here on the channel. If it has helped you in any way, please consider sharing it amongst your friends and clanmates in the game. Join us also on Facebook. Head over there, search for BK Golf Clash and join our free group. Loads of members there sharing shots. Free guides are posted, as well as loads of other great Golf Clash resources. So check us out there. You can join in the discussion and also leave feedback on the game in general. Finally, if you wish to help support the channel and keep the content free for everybody, please consider becoming a Patreon member. The link is in the video description down below. Good luck, see you soon, bye for now.